Sun's coming up over there somewhere. Well, today's the day. Today's the day we haul bales from the hayfield to the hay storage area in the big pasture. I hope we get it all done today. It's going to be a little warm today. It's going to be over 90, I think. Just like yesterday. Hot and humid. Well, let me head over to the farm now. Okay. There we go. Hey dear. Look what I saw. Besides the deer. Get to see the sunrise. How about that? Nothing in my way over here. Let's keep on going to the farm. Well, I'm at the farm. There's the sunrise. I'm steaming up. Windshield steaming up a little bit. Over here. There's the sunrise. I'm out here to see the sunrise. That's just a bonus. We're here to start moving bales. Let's see. See what my brother's got done already. Oh, there's a trailer. He didn't hook up the trailer yet. He's got his tractor set up over here, though. How come the other tractor's over here? I don't see his truck anywhere. Yeah, there's his tractor. I guess he's getting something ready off of it. So I'll just wait for him on the other side. This is my niece's house. The sun's behind those trees there. Look at, you can see what the cattle, my brother's cattle do to the trees. They keep it trimmed on the bottom. And there's the pear trees. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go back. Let's go. Let's go to where my brother's other tractor is. And I'll wait for him. I'll be driving the tractor that has a trailer, pulling the trailer. And let's go over here. I'll park over here. What? He's already here. Park in the shade. Okay, he was ready to back out of his tractor from the shed. Well, I'm here. Brother was on his other tractor. He just pulled it out of the shed as I was pulling up. And he must have taken it somewhere. He had something on the back end. He's got it unloaded, I guess. Looked like an air compressor. Yeah, as I was pulling in front of there, he was backing out. He must have taken it back over to his other place, to the shed over there, or his house. He had looked like he had a pallet and air compressor on the back of his tractor. But that's what we need to hook up, that big long trailer. I thought he'd have that done already. Look at the corn tasseling. Yeah, it's all tasseled out. Well, I'm just going to be waiting for him. I'll be driving the tractor that he pulled out of there, because I think he's going to hook it to that. Or the other one, it doesn't matter. I think one's a John Deere and one's a Massey Ferguson, I think. Yeah. It's right around 6 a.m. now. I'll just wait for him. There's a dew on the grass. My shoes are getting wet. That's the trailer we're going to be using. Yeah, he's over there doing something. He's got both tractors over there now, I believe. I think he's unloading something. Yeah, I think these are pecan trees that my older brother planted. The one that built the house there, he already passed away years ago. Yeah, he planted these pecan trees here. His widow still lives there. Yeah, I'll just wait for him. Nothing else I can do. I see him walking around over there next to the shed. Yeah, I'm not sure which tractor he uses for loading, but he's got the John Deere. Where's he going? He's walking that way. He's walking to his driveway. Guess he's going to get something. I guess he's in no hurry. I guess I'm not either. He's walking toward his driveway, where that black mailbox is. He's going to walk to his house, which is over that way. Guess he's going to get something from his house. He's got both tractors over there. Maybe I'll walk over there and drive the other tractor. I'd rather leave my truck parked. I'll leave my truck parked over there. It'll be in the shade mostly. Yeah, I'll go walk over there. There's the pear trees. It looks like my brother mowed that little thing there where the old house used to be. Right in there. I guess you don't let the cattle in there no more. There's the pears. And my brother's coming back. By his mailbox. Pumping tires up. Adding air. I had to pump a bunch of tires up first before we got started. There's just a little bit before 7, so only an hour behind. But it's still full for now. I'm driving the tractor with the trailer. Okay. I gotta make a wide turn to get in there. Wait for it. There they are. Let's take them home. You can see the buckhorn in this light. See those little stems sticking up? They're just starting to bloom, and they're all over the place. All over. I'm putting lead bales on here. Yeah, you can see the buckhorn. Good in the first load. Here's the mark where the bales are put. Across the top. That'll be three across the top, maybe. Yeah. Four on each side. That's 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 3 across the top. I don't know. You're supposed to have these bales bigger. You're supposed to have one on the end, going this way. 2 on the end, and then. But either the bales are bigger or the trailer's shorter. I'm not sure how he's going to get 11 on here. There you go, squeeze it in. Another bale on top should hold them together. At least that's the plan. That's where the bales are sitting. It's kind of killed the grass where they're sitting. Alright, now you got to put one across the top. Sun's getting high. Whoops. Hope that alright. I'm leaving. My house. Almost there. Change gears up there before I get down to the hill. Still got the bales. So good. I'm only going to record this one time. Come on. The hill. Hope I didn't lose no bales. Yeah, I'm going to have to solve the water retention problem. Yeah. He's just going to unload them. That's what we did last time. And load them all, spread them out all over the place, and then put them in there later. At least it's not too wet. Yeah, I'm only going to record what we're doing on this first load because I can't be trying to record and drive at the same time. I wanted to do it on this first one. This tree's got some kind of blossoms on it. They don't get very big though. Another one over there. First load, it's just unloaded. It's not stored yet. Hello, right where they're supposed to be. Making too many marks here. That's it. I'm going to make a wide turn here. I made it. It's going to be a long day. Boys, cows are just staying here today. They got shade for now. That'll wear off. Starting the second load. Look at that buckhorn out there, see? You can see the stalk sticking up. And that don't make hay. I think it's interfering with the growth of the grass. Yeah, I like to have it sprayed without killing the grass. Well, there's the second load. He's loading the back end now. And those two bales, I guess, is two bales, one bale on top and the other two on this tractor. I'm not going to record on the drive anymore. Four more. This is the third load. We're still working on it. Third load. Third load. There's 3 loads right there. 3 more loads. Halfway. There's the 4th load. 4 after this. Working on the 4th load right now. 2 more to go after we take this one home. So this was the 4th load. Loaded. There it is. 4 loads. 1 more load of 13 and another load of 10. The last one is 10. more loads out there. We'll be out here. Loading the 5th load. One more after this. Unloaded. Last load is 10 bales. Fifth load. He's still loading it. This is the 5th load. Got one more to pick up. My brother's got a leak. Fluid's leaking out somewhere. I don't know if it's a stem or down there. I could show him that tire. He said he had a leak in it, but I didn't know I could be able to see it. Anyway, we got one more load of 10 to pick up. Load. It's 10 o'clock. Nice breeze blowing. Yeah, keeping me cool. So he puts 3 and 3 and 2 on top to get the back in. Because there's only 10 bales. What's wrong? There's 11 bales in this group. So he could fill the trailer up. I'll see what he does, and then we'll go back in. Well, we've got 6 on. He could fill the trailer up, and then he'll just go back to empty. We've got 3 on this side, 3 on that side. 2 on top. We've got 1 more to go. You could probably fill it up and just go back empty. With this stuff. I made a mess in the trailer over there in the mud. I think he's gonna fill the trailer up with 11 bales. I'm not sure. He put one on the back end. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's gonna load all 11 bales onto the trailer, and then he'll take his tractor back empty. He's only got 1 more to load, and that'll go on top. Okay, as soon as he loads 1 more bale, I'll be hitting out. cooler in the shade. That's the last load. Well, I'm going to drive the tractor back to the farm, tractor and trailer, because it's got a leaky tire. And then I'm going to, on the way back, I'm going to stop and get my tractor with the sprayer on it. And hopefully he stays here and helps me load these in there. Before I go back to the farm with that tractor, empty trailer, I want to show them that I only want 4 rows. And the flat ends can be packed tight together, but I need a gap between each row. I can't have the bales touch it because they'll rot. They'll rot when they touch. Not so much on the flat end, but on the round side. Well, I'm headed back to the farm with this. Well, we can get the bales up here. He's putting them in the storage area now. I'll be back with my truck. I'll take this to the farm, get my truck, and stop at my house and get my truck. Put it to a higher gear and right to the farm. a.m. and we're done with that. Well, I'm on my way back to my house with the tractor and bale spear to go up and help my brother load those bales into the storage area. But I'll do a drive-by of the hayfield first, without the bales. Okay, all the bales have been moved. My brother's moved away in the storage area right now. Back at the house, I got to get the tractor going and go out there and help my brother move the bales into the storage area. But first I'm going to get a drink. I'll put the spear on first before I get a drink. Let's go. There goes my brother. We're done. I'll have to text him later and ask him how much I owe him. Ah, feels good to get that done. Yeah. I guess I told him 4 wide, but it looks like when I got here he already had it half done, and he had them 5 wide. So, but then we had to narrow it up 4 wide here because it was narrower on this end. At least it looks good. I'll close this gate and I can let the cattle back in. If I calculated right or added right out in the hayfield, there should be 76 bales here. Yeah. There was 5 trips of 13, and then the last one was 11. Whatever that comes out to. 76. Well, I'm glad I'll get this part filled up. If I get a second cutting, it'll go on that end. I guess I can go ahead and close this gate now. Close the gate. I noticed when I got here, he had him, like I said, he was about half done. I helped him with the other half. I wasn't very accurate, because I have to back up the bales in there. But anyway, I noticed, at least on that side, he had some of the sides touching. Like, see, those aren't touching, so that's good. But some of the ones he was putting in was touching, because he made them 5 wide. But if he didn't make them 5 wide back there, we wouldn't have been able to fit these in. But I still had room on that end, so I guess it's okay that he made them 5 wide. I don't like when the sides touch. The ends touching okay because it's flat. But when the sides touch, the rounded sides, water can't drain down, and then they rot. Wherever they touch, they rot over time. I wanted to see how close he came to this fence. I don't like, oh, that's good. Oh, he did good here. Yeah, I don't like them too close to the fence because the cows might reach in and try to eat them. Yeah, pretty good. I'll just go ahead and walk all the way down. They might be able to reach in there and get that, but the fence is there, so maybe that'll stop them. I probably put that one in. Yeah. They don't come to the back here too often. Hey, got some big gaps here. I can walk all the way through there. Oh well. I told him it was okay to butt the ends, the flat ends together. Maybe he misunderstood me. Yeah, well gosh, you got a big gap in there. You couldn't put them up a little farther too, but that's okay. In case I put cattle in there, they won't bother the bales. Yeah, pretty sure I said you can put the flat side tight together, but the rounded side leave a gap, and it just about did the opposite. Enough big gaps. Probably because last year I probably told them to leave a gap here too. Sometimes the ends rot there when they're touching. I can almost walk through there, except for the last bale. They might try to nibble on that one, but I think the fence will stop them. I hope. I'm just glad to have it done. That's what I should have. I should have a panel like this all the way down. But when a tree falls on it, it's hard to fix. Like this one, got a bend here. That one got a bend, I can't fix it. I got some sap on my fingers. Kind of close over there. That's probably some of the bales I put in. Yeah. It's hard to see when I'm backing up. Go ahead and close this gate. along here. Just because I can. Yeah, this bale is kind of close, but I don't think they can reach. They could probably reach in there, but with the electric on, yeah, here. I think I put this one in there. Yeah, they might nibble on that. I'll have to watch that. Keep an eye on it. The ones my brother put in, I guess they're far enough out. Brother put all these in. Yeah, he could have moved up a little bit farther, but that's okay. These are the old hay. New hay. Yeah, he's got a 5 across. I guess if he wouldn't have put 5 across, we wouldn't have fit them all in here. I'll feed these out first this fall. That's why I put this gate in the middle. There's like 20 bales left. That's why I put this gate in the middle so I can access them. In the past, I used to have to take all these old bales and what did I do with them? I forget how I did that. But I got to feed them out first. Yeah, these are there's about 20 old bales, and there's the new bales. You can see where we unloaded them. Well, it's getting hot now. At least he was working in the shade most of the time. If I get a second cutting, I hope I do, I'll put them in here. Yeah, I'm not even going to pick up the net wrap. I should have, but I didn't. Okay, that gate's closed, and I'm going home. Looks like the weeds are growing back after that rain. Yeah, if these get big enough, I'll disc it up again. But not for a while. Old hay, new hay. 20 bales, old hay, around 76 new hay. Hopefully that'll last. That'll get me through the winter again. But a second cutting over here will sure help. I like to have a backup. Yeah, wonder why they left such a big gap. I tightened them up when I started pushing them in. When I leave, I'll close the gate behind me. I got the tractor, and I don't want to get off of it again. I'm going to walk down and open the gates up over there. Down at the bottom. Got all these bales hauled and stored before noon. And it's almost noon right now. A few more minutes. And I'm going to walk down and open the gate. I made 6 round trips with that tractor and trailer, plus my brother's tractor. I didn't make too much of a mark on the road. Yeah, this soil here is pretty packed. Pretty hard stuff. Came out of that hill. There's some hard clay there. Oh, shade. Shade feels good. I think the cattle probably wanting some shade by now. I see a couple. I see some there, they're eating. Cool off in the shade. Shade feels good. Yeah, I don't know if those are dying or not. I think they are. Just gotta wait till they all dry up. Whatever don't dry up and die, I'll go through there and touch them up again with the weed killer. I see the baby calf way out there. Oh, that breeze feels good, especially with my sweaty shirt. Glad to have that done. At least it was cooler today. The wind was nice. Yeah, this road holding up pretty good after all these years. I don't know what year it was. Well, we moved the cattle down here in 1990. That's the first. I think it was 90. Well, maybe not. Maybe it was after 1990 because 1990 I remember baling clover on that side. Yeah, and I was baling grass up here. Yeah, but it was always too wet. It was hard to get any crop out. So it was after. Yeah, and my wife's son, he came in '94 with my wife's father, '94, and they stayed until '99. Well, the son stayed until '97, and then he wound up going to Hawaii, Maui, because he had relatives there on his father's side. Anyway, and her father left in '99. What was I getting at? Oh, so, because I remember baling here there after between '94 and '97, so we didn't have cattle here yet by '94 to '97, somewhere around there, because that's when her son left. So it was sometime, I'm not sure when we put the cattle here, but we did. Oh, where am I going? Oh, all the mud didn't disappear. Most of it stayed. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I gotta close this gate. Gotta close this gate here and open that blue gate that way. Okay. They were only locked in there for less than a day. Yesterday evening around 8, and then noon today. Yeah. Now they can go up into the woods and cool off. I gotta walk back up the hill and get the tractor. I guess I should have put some solution on there, lye solution. But too hot and tired for that. I'll do it some other time. Milkweed's done blooming, but they're starting to form pods. See the ones on top? And some there on those? Yeah, the blossoms are gone. Boy, when they were blooming, it sure did smell good. There's the cattle, they're still eating. They'll probably come back down for the water, and once they get done with the water, they'll probably head up into the woods, up on top. I'll come back this evening and check to see if they nibbled on into the hay through the fence. And I sprayed those weeds too. I want to keep an eye on them. They should be dying. They don't look as green as they did before, so I think it's working. I'm thinking I sprayed those weeds when I sprayed all this out there. I sprayed these, so I think since these are dying, I think the others will too. I gotta go cool off in the shade. I got to ask my brother how much I owe him for use of his 2 tractors and trailer and his time. He mentioned something about just paying for the fuel for the diesel. I wanted to pay him more than that. In the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, I've been paying him with bales because I always had more than I needed. This year I don't have enough bales. I usually gave him at least 8 to over 8 or 12 bales every time he hauled for me. But I don't have them to spare this time. So I'm going to pay him with money. If he don't, I'll figure something out that's fair. I'm glad we got done before noon because now it's hot. At least the breeze is cool. There's some iron weeds. I never did spray any of these because all I did was disc up here. Wouldn't hurt to spray some of these. There aren't that many though. There's my tractor. Let's go collect it. Take it home. I'm hot now. Those bales are secure. I said there's a few close to the fence that they might try to reach through and eat. This side, there's 1 or 2 on this side and a couple on the other side, but I'll keep an eye on it. If I have to, I'll get some black plastic and cover the ends that they nibble on, so they can't reach it. When there's a breeze, it feels good. Jet trail. One's up there somewhere. Yeah, weeds are growing back up there where I dished. But I figured they would. I gotta come up with some kind of drain here. I need to break through the board on the lower side there, down. Then I gotta break through or go under that concrete that I poured in there. I have to bust that out. Just some kind of hole there. And then I gotta get a pipe dug in from there over to out farther where it'll drain down the hill. And this one here, I gotta do the same. I gotta figure out where my concrete's gonna end up. I can judge it by that thing, but then I want to have that stuff here like that. So wherever that hole is going to be on that corner, I'll put one around about there. Same way down that way, and then I'll have to drill a hole through there, through the dirt, and through that board. There's no concrete between, so it's just the wood and the dirt. And then I think I'll put a pipe, plastic pipe inside the hole. The same size as whatever I'm going to drill. Yeah. That way whatever water comes in will drain out. That way. I should have thought of that when I was building it. Yeah. Oh well. Better late than never. Okay. Tractor, you gotta take me home. Alright, I can cool off and relax. Now that I got all the hay put up, I can relax. One thing off my mind. Now I just gotta keep the cattle from nibbling on it. Ah, breeze feels good. Yeah. Here I got some of that mint growing. I'm gonna let it get bigger before I harvest any. I didn't spray none of this here. That's why it's still growing. Yeah, they like to. There's some. I think there's some over there too that I didn't spray. But wherever it is, I'll find it. Okay, let's set it up and go home. I gotta stop and close the gate. Feels so good to get that done. Yeah, I still don't understand that carrot seed over there. That was a good one. It doesn't have any sprouts at the top. The other one does. That one hurt. That one. The rough seed one, it has still has some hairs on it. I don't know. It's got a few sprouts. I think the cattle are in the water. I knew they would be. Yeah, they're in the water. Yeah, well, they can go up to the woods now. They're not locked in there no more. Guys, you can go up on top now. You're not locked in no more. It's 12:30. Swallows are flying around. I gotta get it cleaned up. Take a shower. I gotta go to town. I got something to do there. Yeah. They like to fly in here and then out, in and out. I don't know. I'm thinking they're feeding babies, but I could be wrong. Maybe they just go in there to cool off. Okay, I gotta go in. Clean up and go to town. It's already over 90. It's almost 1 p.m. I'm glad we got that bale hauling done before it got too hot. Because it's hot now. And humid. Oh, I came out of the air-conditioned house and almost knocked me over, the heat and humidity. I did that yesterday evening. Maybe this evening when this shade gets all the way over to the other side. Or even here the asparagus, I might do that first, I don't know. I just want to make sure I got enough for the boxes in the back. Yeah. Oh, look at the mushrooms, they're spreading out. These cattle are under the shade too. Trying to stay cool, either up there on the shade or down in the water under that tree. At least there's a breeze today. I'm going to do some research on spraying, trying to kill buckhorn in a grass pasture without killing the grass. See if there's something I can do without hiring anybody. But that feels too big for me to do by myself. Yeah, I'd have to hire somebody to do the spraying. But the cost of the weed killer and the cost of the sprayer and the operator, yeah, it's. I guess I'll just have to ask them how much it might cost to spray 20 acres to kill the buckhorn in a grass hayfield. Come on, kittens. There's the 4 kittens. Mama's probably hiding somewhere away from them. Oh, look at that big spider down there on that post. That's a big baby. They got cat food if they want. If they get hungry. Mama, she was under the car. Just a few snacks. Oh, these snacks add up. Last time I bought snacks here, it was like 90 something. Today, I bought about the same amount of snacks. Also, I got a few different things, but today was 83. Yeah. I decided not to shop in Walmart for a while because I always spend $400 or $500 in Walmart because I only go once a month. But when I buy these snacks, maybe once a week, it still comes out about the same, almost $100. Yeah. All these little, yeah, well, that's the way it is. As long as I got something to eat. There's some of my snacks. I need to go park the truck, then I'll carry the groceries in after I park the truck. The cattle are still under the shade. 2 of them anyway. There's probably more. Either they're not there, they're under that, in the water under that tree. The grass likes this heat. I don't. One of the cows got up. Drive around to the front of the house and park the truck. He ain't bothering the bull too much. He's out there eating. I think the red bull's right behind him, right between him and the tree. Let's see if I can pull up. Check them out. Yeah. Yeah, and there's the other cattle. Okay. Let's go park it. I was in town because I had to go to the bank. And since I was at the bank, I guess I stopped at Kroger. But before I stopped at Kroger, I went to FS, or Farm Service, to inquire about the spraying the, they call it plantain. I call it, what do they call it? What do they call it? No, I forgot what I call it. Now I gotta think. Buckhorn, that's what, I forgot what it's called. But when they called it plantain, I just stuck that in my head. Yeah, I call it buckhorn. Anyway, I asked them if they got an herbicide that just kills the buckhorn and not the fescue, not the grass. And they said, yeah, they got something. And then I asked about the price for their spraying 20 acres. And they gave me a card, somebody who deals with that, and then he'll give me the price. I used them to spray the whole, the same field, probably in 2018 or 17 or 18. I'm leaning toward 18 anyway, because I had to kill all the fescue because I wanted to plant millet. And then after the millet, after the millet grew during the summer, I had it cut around September, and then I planted alfalfa right after the millet, and grew good for a few years, and then the fescue took over. But this time I just want to keep the fescue, but I want to get rid of the buckhorn. And so they're going to call. They gave me a card, and they're going to call. Either that guy's going to call me, or I'll call them. I'll probably call them. Yeah. Yeah, I got their card. Here it is. Yeah, warmed up again today. Well, at least moving the hay bales is done. One less thing to think about. I just got to make sure the cattle don't try to reach through the fence and eat some of it. There's one underneath the tree in the water there. There's the red bull and the white bull. There's the cow, there's cow underneath. I'm going to go inside and stay cool. I'll come back out around 6 or even 7. See how the cattle are doing. I'm blocking their path there. They can't come in. Yeah, I want to see if they've been trying to get through the fence on them hay bales. If they are, I'll try to get some black plastic and tuck some under, cover up the hay that they're nibbling on. If they are, I gotta go cool off in the house. Can go eat some snacks too. Okay, let's take my groceries in. I got some bread and butter pickles. I haven't had them for a while. I use them on my hamburger. Ground beef, but I don't use bread though. That's 92, and it's hot and humid. Just walk outside and I start sweating. What? Another one. You guys want something? I didn't cook no meat today. I probably will later though. It's 7:45. A little cloudy out there to the west, blocking most of the sun. And it cooled down a little bit. Boy, it's pretty hot there for a while. Cooler now, a little cooler, or it feels cooler anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna head out to the big pasture, take a look at the cattle, see if they mess with the hay near the fence, the hay bales. Yeah. to try to reach through, eat the bales that are close to the fence. I need to put something up to stop them. The neighbor's cutting grass and left this lawnmower. Feels good to get that hay bales moved. Yeah, I bet the cattle are up there by those hay bales. Hopefully they're not eating any of them. I didn't check the fence. I should have checked the fence when I was up here. What am I talking about? I didn't have a tester with me. I couldn't check it. Well, the cattle aren't down here, so they must be up on top somewhere. Look, my mud holes dried up. They were muddy this morning, but they're dried up now. Most of the dirt stayed in them. Some of the dirt from these holes got tracked out on the tires, but most of the dirt remained. Most, but not all. Let's see. It doesn't look like they're messing with the bales. From here, it doesn't look like it. I see the cattle. It's good to see the new hay in storage. Yeah. I've been waiting a while to get that in there. Finally got it done. Took about 6 hours. More like 5. We didn't start until about 7. Look at the calves are inside the other pen. There's a baby calf laying down next to the fence. Look at that bird. Right by the nose of that cow. Look at that. On the cow on the right, the dark cow. The bird's right in front. The bird's watching me now though. Not paying attention to the cow. Move to the other cow. They're looking for bugs. Those blackbirds or whatever they are. They're waiting for the cows to stir up some bugs. I hope that calf's on the other side. I was hoping, yeah. For a while there, I thought the calf was on this side of the fence where the bales are. But so they're eating on those weeds in there, so that's good. That's why I got it open. Good to see them eating. Cow, you had to mess with that calf. That's not your calf. What are you messing with it for? Yeah, the white one's pregnant now. For a long time, I didn't see any belly on her, but she's got a belly now. Yeah. She's gonna have a calf soon. out the way. Ugh. Let's drive the other end and check out the other cattle. I'll drive down this center area where yeah, I see a Jimson weed growing again. Some of these Jimson weeds I have to cut down. I'll bring a hoe or something. Or my cutting tool. There's a thistle there too. There's a mint here though. There's some mint here I could probably harvest. There's some Jimson weeds in there. I was able to disc some of that up. There's some more Jimson weeds over there by the shelter. Lots of mint though. Lots of mint over here. There's some mint here along the edge of the trees. Yeah, I better get to that Jimson weed. Down there, the trees, it's booming. Yeah, I'll cut them out by hand. There's the milk thief heifer right here on the right, and there's her mama, and Mr. Bull. Yeah. Hello, Mr. Bull. Are you still able to get the job done, boy? You're about 20. Hi. There's a groundhog. There's something walked into the corner. I don't know what that was. Something walked into the corn right there. Could have been a turkey. I thought it was a groundhog at first. After thinking about it, I think it was a turkey. I'll have to watch my video. See if I can spot it behind the bull. I think I'm gonna get stuck here. I don't get good traction in this old hay. I'm spinning. Huh. See what I did there? See my track? I was spinning. I was pushing hay. The old stuff. Since I'm here. Yeah, I was pushing some hay. Pushing or spinning. I guess I'm gonna take a little trip. I like coming through here. Before I fixed this last spring, put this culvert in and moved this dirt here. Or I had somebody with a mini excavator do it. It was always a hard time driving through here, right there. But now it's easy to drive through. Yeah. And I think this spring, I removed the tree that was right here, right in front of me, between these trees here, and I cut one down. It's hollow. I still got it at the house. It was a hollow sassafras. It's a lot easier to drive through there now. Yeah, there's a ridge here. I guess it's from a cow path that goes across I need to disc that up right there to knock that hump off. 'Cause it's hard to get in and out of here. It's a little bumpy. Okay, got a little tour. Hi, buddy. Mama cow. Where's Red? There's Red over here. Sorry, she lost her calf. That was a shame. There's a couple of jumps in weeds I gotta take care of before long. What are these? Oh, these light colored things? I thought they were dirt, but it's cow crap. Those light colored things, that's cow pie. Loose too. Okay. Here's a cow that had her first calf this year. Yeah, she had her first calf. And her first calf was this calf here on the right. Yeah, they're in there eating the weeds. That's good. I'm glad that's still open. And that calf there, pretty sure that calf belongs to that cow over here. Pretty sure. That's the only new calf here, so it has to belong to her. That has to be hers. Because the white cow didn't have a calf yet. As far as I know. Right? Yeah, that's her calf. White cow hasn't had a calf yet, but I think she's starting to make another. She's starting to develop another. And she's got a bigger belly. I can't predict when she's going to have a calf, but I'd say in a month, maybe. The white cow's. Whoa! Watch out, Caffy. The white cow's calf from last year was the calf here on the left, the bigger calf on the left. Yeah, I'm going to sell her. Okay. Well, at least this little one has got lots of playmates. Yeah. Yeah, we got this little hay for this is the hay for the coming winter. Yeah. And if I'm lucky, I'll get a second cutting, like in September or October. If we get enough rain and sun's low over there, I can see it through the trees. Right above that the red gate. Yeah, on the right. Yeah, that water's not going to drain out unless I somehow make a hole on the. I'll have to re-engineer this before I pour the next one. I gotta make sure that water can drain out. Okay. Good to have the bales in there. Good to have the bales. I got room for some more on the other end. Okay. I'm headed back. Doesn't look like anybody ate anything through the fence. Probably because they got plenty of green stuff here. Yeah. Alright. Cattle's doing okay. The hay's okay. I'm okay. Everything's okay. Head back to the house. Enjoying my air conditioning. Gate's closed. Sun's going down. I can see some light shining on the trees. Some red, with a red glow. There it is. There's the sun. Not quite down yet, but it's getting there. I like coming out here to the 20 acres. Yeah, checking the fences, checking the cattle, feeding hay in the wintertime, watching them eat grass, watching them soak in the water. Gives me something to do. I just wish we would have bought this other 20 here when I tried buying it, but the seller decided to sell it to his drinking buddy for the same price that I offered. But that's the way it goes. You gotta, it's who you know sometimes. The seller knew, he knew my dad. I think he went to school with my dad, or close to it. But I guess he's more drinking buddies with somebody else. With the guy who bought it. But I think it's, I'm not sure if they still own it or not. I think the guy who bought it actually passed away already. I think. But his son still owns it, I guess. Or his family. Yeah. Here's my neighbor cutting his grass. That's the guy who was cutting he was cutting in front of my cutting in front of my, right here. Cutting in front of the cattle trailer for a while, for a couple times this year. Don't know about last year, but I know I knew he'd cut it this year. And that's why I sprayed in front of it, so there won't be nothing left to cut. Sun's getting low. Guess I better check the mail. Yeah, I gotta wait. I'm out of money again. I gotta wait another 2 weeks before I get paid again. What, the bills are still coming in, even though I don't have any money for them. But that's what the credit card's for. Credit card keeps adding up. As long as I got enough to pay the credit card off before the due date. Actually, it's not the due date, it's the statement date. I try to pay the credit card off before the statement date, so my balance is 0 when the statement is ending. But if there's anything left on the statement, I got until the next month to pay it. So far so good. I just got a budget. Yeah, I spent a lot on the cattle fences, and this year I was doing that bridge work, concrete work on the bridge. Then I got some concrete work. I started up at the corral. Of course, it really didn't cost me much except some lumber. I put some new posts in up at the corral, bigger posts, and I cut a tree down. But I reused all the old gates, so they're all the same. It's just the 2 posts. But that was salvaged from an old utility pole my utility pole that was replaced. I salvaged that and I used that for the 2 big posts. So everything works out okay. That one didn't cost much. The concrete always costs money. The quickcrete, that's what costs money. Quickcrete and lumber. Well, I gotta stop chatting here. Rambling on again. Yeah. I can't start any big projects because I don't have money to pay for it. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to pay. I got to find out how much it's going to cost to spray those weeds. No, I keep forgetting the name now. Horn. Something horn. Buckhorn. Oh, ever since I talked to that guy at FS, I can't remember the name anymore. Because I said buckhorn, and he said, "Oh, you talking?" And then he described it. He's talking about the. He said plantain, something plantain. And once I started thinking plantain, I forgot buckhorn. I guess I can't have 2 names for the same plant. Anyway, that's what he called it. Look at that jet trail. It formed an X right. You probably can't see it. Formed an X right above the setting sun. Okay, I gotta turn this off. It's getting dark, getting late. I gotta go back in. Sun's already down behind the trees. I can just barely see it flickering, poking through the trees. Just a few glimpses, a few specks that I can see. Okay, I gotta close that gate tonight. Well, it's already after 8 p.m. All the cattle are here. Old cows in the water again. Sun's already down. Yeah, guess I'm done for today. I was going to work on more manure on the garden, but it was too hot when I came out before. I figured now'd be a good time, but I don't want to get all dirty again. Everybody got cleaned up. There's no hurry on that. I ain't going anywhere. Maybe I'll do some tomorrow. Ain't got nothing else planned. At least lemongrass likes this hot weather. It ought to start growing pretty good now. It's got that nice old composted manure. It ought to grow good. I had a good rain on it too the other day too. Wispy of a cloud with a jet trail with X. There's a fresh jet there going up. going northeast. And there's a sunset afterglow. Alright, that's all for today. I ain't got nothing planned for that for a while. Just trying to stay cool this week. Probably stay in the house most of the time. I'll come out in the morning and late afternoon. The cattle seem to be okay. They got plenty of grass to eat here and big pasture. Hey, swallows. I'm blocking their way again. Yeah, I got everything caught up. I still got a little concrete work to do, but I'm waiting on. I'm trying to keep my costs down for a while. Alright. Still gotta figure out how I'm gonna get that. I'd like to get that stuff sprayed. Those buckhorn sprayed in the hayfield. If it don't cost too much. I'm gonna cook another round steak. It's folded up right now. I'm gonna unfold it in the frying pan. Well, it all wouldn't fit in the frying pan, so I had to cut about half of it up. Oh, I'll cook the other half later. That's what I couldn't fit in the frying pan.